Hey, I'm Sky.
And I'm Ray. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about why we decided to move away from our hometowns.
Yes. So, for me, it was a number of reasons. It's really hard to come up with a few reasons for that because I just felt like there's a lot of different things that you feel, and I feel like there's certain signs that let you know it's time to move around and take that leap of faith into the unknown, pretty much. So for me, I just felt like I was getting really uninspired in my hometown. I was I was looking at the same things every single day. We're from a small town, so it was just, I didn't feel like I could grow anymore there. And some people may say that that's an excuse, or it may be hard for you to understand if you've never just gotten to a point that you feel like there's just another level that you haven't tapped into yet. And that's where I was feeling. I just felt like I grew all that I could grow there, and it was just ready for me to put myself in an uncomfortable situation to force me to do more than I was doing, than I was used to doing pretty much in my hometown. So that was my main reason, alongside of my son too. I feel like I actually had lived here in Texas when I was a kid. This is my first experience being an adult, but it was only for a few years. And I just know that me moving around, I hated the fact that I moved around a lot as a kid, but I also know that is, the reason why I had, the perspective that I have on life. That's why I dream big. That's why, I want, just a really abundant life. It's because of the things that I've seen. And my son was born in my hometown, so I just really wanted him to see more than, what he was used to seeing. I wanted to expose him to different, more, and yeah, that was my main drive, I think.
Yeah, so very similar to Sky's experience. I've always felt like the Quad Cities wasn't home for me. For as long as I could remember, I always knew that I wanted to move. There are a lot of people that would be like, oh, I want to grow old here, have a family here, and I just knew that I didn't want that for myself. I remember when I first started traveling and I started seeing bigger cities, and it was eye-opening that other kids had other options of things to go do with their friends, and I wanted my kids to have those same options. Back home, there wasn't really a lot to do if you didn't play sports.
Right.
It was just partying.
Yeah. Unless you wanted to be like a farmer. We're from the same hometown, by the way, those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
But
I definitely desired growth. And I really wanted to break away. I felt like separation was something that I really needed for myself and my kids' relationship, for my relationship with myself as well. So that is what inspired me to move.
I'll say one more thing too. For me, it was also, I feel like I wanted to figure out who Sky was. I wanted to really know how I would move and what I would do, just in a new state, by myself, just with me and my son. I had never experienced that. So yeah, I feel like this is me moving out of my hometown is me coming into myself, coming into a version of myself that I didn't even know existed. I feel like you can't really learn yourself or know yourself until you are actually in an unknown situation.
Yeah.
You don't really know yourself I feel like if you never ventured out, how do you know? How do you know yourself? How do you know what you would do when, if you've experienced these, or if you went to this kind of place, or if, you just don't know, so I wanted to figure that out.
And then for me, I didn't really have a traditional high school, college. I didn't even graduate high school, honestly. So then I didn't go away to college like a lot of people do in their early 20s. Yeah. So a lot of people do that, and you know, whether they move back home or not, they still get to find themselves. And I went immediately from being a kid to having a kid, so I didn't really have that experience. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's it. I had my son too at I had him at 20. I got pregnant at 19. So yeah, that phase where most young adults are like doing all kind of stuff and getting to know themselves and, you know, just figuring different stuff out. I skipped right over that part. So.
Mom.
Yeah.
We became moms, like very young. And yeah, so yeah, that's why we decided to move.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And a lot of the people that I was friends with also had similar experiences where that was all they knew was just our hometown, and the way we all like thought was pretty similar. So I remember when I actually became an entrepreneur, I had a lot of naysayers, and most of my support ended up being from people that I would have never expected, strangers. I had a lot of people in my ear telling me how to do it, that I couldn't do it, and I really needed to break free from all of that and really give myself a chance. Yeah.
Just to see what you were really about.
Yeah, to see like how far I could go, how far my business could go. I had a lot of people telling me how to be a mom, what I needed to do, and I just got to a point where I trusted myself. I trusted myself with raising my kids. I trusted myself with the decisions that I would make for my kids and myself. And even though I appreciated the insight and the advice, I knew that I didn't need that anymore.
Yeah. It's like, how do I know what's best for me if I don't ever experience, you know, what I feel is best for me? For me, like, you gotta. By the way, like, I'm coming from a place of, like, I'm talking to somebody who is looking or, you know, aspiring to move out of their hometown. I know, you know, everybody can't relate to this perspective, but, you know, if you're feeling like you need to go, you need to move around, like, do it. Because that's the only way you're gonna be okay with yourself. You know, we all got a expiration date, you know, so you want to leave knowing that you like really went for it, you tried, like you took that leap. My biggest fear is like leaving this earth and not going for what my heart desires. Like I would not be okay with myself, you know, not trying at least. So
well, and then the other thing is like your hometown's always going to be there.
Right.
Those people are always going to be there. Your family is always going to be there. The house that you grew up in, it's always going to be there. So, you know, if anything were to happen, we could go back home. We could just go back home. Where we know people, where we can go to the store. I can go to the store and see multiple people I know and have conversations and, like, I know everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a season for everything, I feel like. You know, I think a big hard part about leaving your hometown too could be letting go of what you're used to, what you're comfortable with, what you're familiar with. But you just have to trust God and have faith that whatever is meant to be in your life, the people who are meant to be in your life, they will be there whether you move out of your hometown or not. You know? Yeah.
I think the most growth happens in your life when you put yourself in uncomfortable and unfamiliar spaces.
Yeah.
That's where you get to see like what you're actually capable of.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know until you do it.
No.
Just gotta do it. Just gotta go for it.
I also felt like a very I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I just felt like a heaviness when I was at home. I think that's what really made me feel like this wasn't home for me anymore, and it was time to move on to the next level. I prayed really hard about my move and confirmation after confirmation, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this leap of faith. I had no idea that Sky would be coming this way as well. And in all honesty, I think God was a part of this in every step of the way. Sky and I did not hang out back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like about a year ago, actually, to the date, I hit her up for training, and it's funny when you look back and you see like how God was in all of the little details.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like the littlest things. You know, just keep following them thoughts. You know, keep following which your heart is like tugging at you. You know, just keep doing it because everything leads to something.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Every little thing.
You can move away from your hometown. You can try it out. You can do it alone. You will meet new people, and the people that you meet will be intentional.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's all like a part of God's plan. Like it was already, you know, everything's already gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen. So you just gotta move.
Yeah. So if you're looking for confirmation, this is it.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can do it. You just have to come up with a plan. You have to come up with a plan. You have to stick to a plan. When I moved here, I made this little post-it board, and I put down like the things I had to get done ASAP when I moved. Like, you know, finding a school, a good area, dentist, doctor, and then I made a list of things that I wanted to happen within the first 30 days, the first 60 days, the first 90 days, just so I could kind of stay on track. Yeah.
And trust your gut. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows what God put on your heart and your spirit to do but you. So stop. I want to end this with like stop needing confirmation outside of yourself. Nobody knows you better than you. So if you feel like it's time for you to move around, if you feel like it's time for you to see something different, if you feel like it's time for you to experience just different things, then you need to do that, period. You don't need permission. Just do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make a plan, stick to it. It is going to be discouraging.
Right.
It is hard.
And it's not, everything's not going to make sense. There's never a perfect time.
No.
You know, you don't know, you're never going to know all the answers.
Mm-mm.
There's no way to know until you just kind of walk in it. So, yeah.
Yeah. You can do it. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are coming out with more. We are going to keep talking about our journey, keep being an inspiration for anyone that is looking to move as well.
Yeah. Sharing our truth, sharing the journey.
The truth.
The truth, the journey, you know, and this is documentation for us as well. So,
Yep.
you know, yeah. We're just hoping that this journey helps somebody else along their journey at the end of the day.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks. See you next time.
Stay tuned.